dictator type, uh, all too human dictator, and they applied it to their imaginary. Wouldn't even have to even put up quotation marks. Friend, uh, Yahweh. So if they got this idea from all too human people, then we can say that it's pretty much BS. Even going into such things as, say, Viking slave, YOKE, images. So when they start talking about yokes of iron, so there's a history of slavery and the Viking Age. Or if we show even this here, Black Sea slave trade, we will see that there were people put on the Black Sea and transported that way. Some other movement of people, in this case, Europeans, who were put on ships. You see them, in fact, interestingly enough, we see people put on ships here, and what do you know? Headed to Egypt. So let's think about this. If there had been Jews and transported back here, then this would be them going into Egypt by ships. Or we want people will say that it means bondage. But the Hebrew word was the Hebrew word for bondage. Hebrew for bondage. So this is the Hebrew word for bondage. This word abdut, which is from the little I know, abd. For example, even in Arabic, abd as in Abdul, Abdullah, Abdallah, Abdullah, Abdurrahman, abd, it means servant or slave or even like worshiper in Semitic languages. What about Greek? Greek word for bondage. Let's see. Gent. The word for bondage is doulo. It is not aguptos. However, let's see, Egypt Greek cheating here for below the Aegean. So we see this here, Agaio, Pelagos, someone on Quora asks, is it an Egyptian, is it a Greek word? Let's see if this will open. Okay, so this is someone who speaks Greek, and it says the word Egypt originates from the Hellenic word Aegyptos, and since Plato has taught us that the naming of beings is not coincidental, the true meaning of the word Aegyptos is, whatever this means, Ikora Iptos to Aigio, which translates as the land behind the Aegean Sea. The first three letters of the word Aegyptos are identical to the first three letters of the word Aegeon, declaring the first Hellenic word of the phrase declaring the first Hellenic word of the phrase Aegeon Pelagos, in translating to Aegean or Aegean Sea. The key is the word Iptios, which means behind. It is true that the country which is called Egypt is behind the Aegean Sea. Therefore, the proof that this country owes its name to a Hellenic word has been given. Now, you have people who say that it is from here. So we go here, Egypt. Etymology. And so the claim that it means from Egyptian or from, let's say, from Armana Hekupta, corresponding to Egyptian Hatkapta, meaning the temple or the temple of the soul of Ptah, the creative god associated with Memphis, the ancient city of Egypt. So the Greek could just be a folk etymology, but if we now, just to end things off, go to a map of the Aegean Sea and map Go here. But here we see this is the Aegean Sea. And Egypt is below here. And let's see, Aegean Sea. So you can see Aegean, and Egypt. And we're going to go to an image. Okay, so just to make note of the fact that when the Bible was translated into Greek, assuming it was translated, they were already in Egypt at the time when it was written, so that particular supposed prophecy would not have made any sense. But anyways, that is all for now. Thank you.